Yo, 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 guitar lesson here. We're going to take a look at the G shape of the CAGED system. So it's one thing to learn CAGED and to tell people to learn CAGED, but it's another thing to actually start to use it practically speaking. How are we going to use this thing, right? So we're going to just take a look in the key of C major. We got our C open chord here, then we've got our A shape, then we've got our G shape that lives right here. So the first thing you want to notice is that the G shape and the A shape are overlapping each other with these three notes here in the middle of the guitar on the D, G, and B string. So if I grab it like this, most everybody's going to think of that as the A shape. And they would not be wrong. And in fact, a lot of guitar players will grab this kind of thing. I mean, you've seen it, I'm sure you've seen it done quite a bit, especially with the A down here. You get that root note because of the open string. But if you want to grab over here a C and just don't play the A string, you can do that a lot. You can also get it this here, this shape, we've done a lot. A lot of people do that. This gives you that C over E. And then if you want to grab down here, now you've got starting to get that G shape. The whole thing is going to look like this. Oops. Now I don't typically grab this shape when I'm playing. Every once in a while because it's just kind of a hard shape to grab. But I do use it all the time, and I see the shape. And this is what I think is really important about CAGED. So a lot of times we start playing CAGED, or we try to start playing CAGED, and it's like, man, this chord, this is a hard chord to play, right? But check it out. I can use the pattern without having to grab the whole thing. Right, so I'm saying some things with that shape now. Now, another thing to pay attention to with CAGED that's very important is that this is, you understand that this is the triad, 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 1 in this shape. The 5 lives right here, so we can grab it if we want to. We just can't necessarily play it at the same time as the 3 back here. But what we can do is start to notice that, okay, anytime you have a triad, anytime you have CAGED, you have a pentatonic position as well. So what position is this pentatonic? It is the one you probably learned first. The minor, we call it, a lot of times we'll refer to it as the minor pentatonic shape. But in reality, it's either minor or major depending on where you start. And since we're in C, since we're starting on the C, the 8th fret here, we can see it as the C major pentatonic, which is that shape right there, and then this shape here, right? And this shape gets a lot of mileage if you start seeing this, because one thing you can do is if you're jamming, let's say we're jamming in the key of C, maybe we're doing like a C and a G. Now see if I go to the C. I got licks all day and all night. There's back to G. I'm going to go to the C again. Back to G. I'm just saying stuff over the C so you can see. See, what happens is the shape that you've probably already learned before. Again, you've learned the minor pentatonic. It's going to act differently because we're in the major shape. So everything's going to resolve into one of the triad notes. In other words, that A shape is just, I mean, it's just right there. So if you have your finger barring that, I missed a note there, but you get the idea. You can end on any of those. The 3, 1, 5. And again, you don't have to play this big gnarly shape. I mean, you can, and it's worth learning. I've been putting some time in. I've put some time in on it, and one thing I've noticed practicing playing these big wide chord shapes is that my left hand just gets stronger and more flexible and more stretched out. So yeah, I guess not much else to say about this. Kind of a short little lesson here, just getting you into recognizing that each one of these shapes in Caged has a lot of gifts, and they're all going to be lined up with a pentatonic shape. There's 5 pentatonic shapes and there's 5 cage shapes, and they all have a shape aligned with them. So this is good information if you don't already know that. So anyway, hope this helps. Hit me up with any questions or comments. Hope you guys are doing well. Peace.